So normally on Wild Kitchen, we're out in the wild interacting with our food and possibly animals, but these are not wild turkeys. So today I'm at NFTY, or the Northern Farm Training Institute in Hay River in Northwest Territories. And I'm here to see how the team here at NFTY is making an interesting connection and bridge that they've created at NFTY between farming and foraging. He's laughing at me.
The Northern Farm Training Institute in the southern reaches of the Northwest Territories, just outside the town of Hay River, is an experiential school aiming to empower Northerners to create sustainability through local food production. I meet up with NFTY founder and president Jackie Moline for a tour of the farm campus.
Hi, how are you?
What I need is you to help me feed the lambs.
Yes, I am very willing to do that.
So now it's going to go really, really fast.
Okay.
And so we'll have one bottle for each, and you're going to put your bubba at your leg. Because, okay, so if you want to just watch me for quickly, and you're going to have to get that one's attention, there you go. Okay, now give her her bubba.
Come here. Come have your bubba. Come here.
Yeah, there you go. And now you're going to watch. There you go. Hold it up. Very good. Now they see how quick they go. Wow. You see that? Now we're going to watch and not let them suck air.
Okay. Wow, you are quick. You're quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. So this is part of a way that we can have a few tame animals.
Yeah.
And when they're growing, they'll be integrated into the flock that's, and they'll always come, and sheep, their instinct is to follow the lead. And so this is your interface.
Okay, so these guys are the, or these ones are the sort of leader.
That's right. And then that's how the shepherd is, they see, some of the sheep see that, oh, they're being trusted. And then,
Oh, that's brilliant.
yeah. What the Northern Farm Training Institute is, NFTY, is really about how do we integrate food systems that are really going to work here. You know, like how can we have animals and what species of animals are going to, you know, thrive here. So these are our student and helper accommodations. You know, when you look at the ecosystem, there's a beautiful view over here. We'll go, I want to show you down here, is how are all these animals. You know, we have the birds, we have the wild animals, we have the domestic animals, and if you look, they all have a place in the system. When we look at the north, we have a lot of trees. It's kind of the natural terrain, the natural vegetation. But with animals present, if we understand the vegetation, the animals can actually help the dry wood. They can actually accelerate it so it composts, so the dry litter doesn't build up.
And then that can directly lead to what we experienced a few days ago, which is just intense forest fire smoke.
Exactly. And so the animals, traditionally, there was probably millions of buffalo that used to come through this whole area, and they would do that. They would break all the old branches and break everything up, which was a protection to the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so there's been a disconnect that happened such a long time ago. We don't realize that's happened. And the illustration I like to give is music.
Excellent. Okay? I'm all here.
Okay, so right now you can hear the wind, okay? And think of the wind as part of the music, and think of the sun as part of the music, and the season as part of the music, and that's the rhythm, okay? And the animals come through, and the types of animals that come through are the other instruments adding, okay? So what we gotta do is we gotta let nature set that beat for us, okay? And then we start bringing our instrument in. Okay? And because we don't want to overwhelm it.
Drown anything else out.
We got to listen to the music that's here and then find what we can bring in that's going to naturally blend in. And it's waiting for us to create a symphony.
What a beautiful way of looking at it. And, you know, I think that that's something that a lot of people forget about, is just like listen, and, you know, and that doesn't just mean like with your ears, that, you know, there's this whole other thing going on if we just kind of pay attention and tap into it, that is not only good for this earth, but it's good for us too. Like, this is important for us. Well, show me some more. I'm dying to see what else you have here.
Let's go see the greenhouses. And so we've been experimenting.
Wow, look at all these tomatoes.
And they're delicious. These are sun gold. Have you ever had?
No.
Oh, they're really good. yeah. Early
That's
girl.
like candy.
Mm-hmm. But we have our garden, our new garden out here. And so remember, this is kind of a reclamation project we're doing.
Oh, shortcut.
There we go. We pop right through here into the garden. We have berry bushes growing and potatoes, and it's just an example of you might need to work at it, right? It's going to take us a few years to figure out how to have more, local food systems, sustainable food systems, and what's going to work for us. But we can do it.
We can do it.
That's right. Part of sustainable food systems for us in the north is going to include animals.
Yay!
All right.
Lead the way.
Let's go. There they are! There's the mamas! They're all the way up, though. Look at this. How come they're all the way up? The fence is open. Oh, well, this is completely unplanned. This is cool. Let's go over there. The fence mustn't have been quite closed. This does happen, period. Oh, look, the goats are up too.
Oh, everyone, there's a commotion. So it looks like the pigs just got out, but everyone's super quick here at Nifty, so they're getting it under control.
Sheldon Firth, one of the farm supervisors, leads the livestock back to the pasture with his quad. The pigs know that the wagon he's pulling is full of food, and it's dinner time here at the Nifty farm.
Where does all this food come from that they're eating?
This is all we collect every single day from one of the main grocery stores here. Pigs traditionally were not raised on grown food. They were only raised on salvaged waste foods.
There's never a dull moment, and you've got to be careful where you're walking because there's just cute little critters everywhere. I want one. I'm gonna take one home with me.
There is wild food all around us. I head out to the meadow to do some foraging with Nifty Operations Manager Kim Rapity. This meadow is just brimming with edible plants.
There's such a buzz in here when all the flowers are blooming, you can see how we've got so many native bumblebees coming through.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch just, getting the last of this fireweed here.
Yeah, but we should get some fireweed too.
I think so.
Yeah, I just love fireweed. The whole plant is edible, but we can take the flowers and use it to make fireweed jelly.
Oh, fancy.
Which is one of the most beautiful and exciting side dishes, I think.
And the color is just so beautiful. It's hard to find that kind of pinky purple anywhere else.
Yeah. Oh, you just have to watch and not take the ones that the bees are using.
Occupied. So these are sort of the first thing that grows back after fire you were mentioning.
Yeah, fireweed is actually a dynamic accumulator and very useful in the garden. Its purpose after there's been some type of disturbance is to bring up minerals from the soil and deeper in the rocks and accumulate them in its leaves. And then what we do often is you can take out they come out really easy, the whole stalk, but then you can lay them down along your garden paths as mulch. And those leaves with all that wonderful nutrients and minerals from deep,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it'll decompose into your garden. So we often collect the whole stalks too, and it's one way that the land is repairing itself after there's been disturbance.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Huh. They're sort of summoning the good stuff right from down below, on top of everything else they do. They're just beautiful to look at.
Yeah. I think also there's a really great patch of rose hips over here. Ooh. So let's go over there.
Okay, let's
get some
go.
rose hips. One of our favorite recipes to make at the farm campus is called boreal ketchup.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you can make it with rose hips and and tomatoes, and it's a delicious, healthy ketchup. Don't tell the kids though. But you just want to pick the most ripe rose hips, and it's a little bit of combining the agriculture with the wild too.
Yeah, exactly.
You put it with the tomatoes and it's just delicious.
And it must help to use less tomatoes if you're gonna supplement a little bit.
Exactly.
with
Yeah,
the rose
exactly. Because we can't grow so many tomatoes.
So there's tons of rose hips. So
oh my
it's
gosh.
good, yeah.
We have rose hips for days.
Yeah,
here.
no kidding.
The pigs also will love to dig up the roots, and they eat the root system, which is so helpful if you're trying to clear a little area of land. And then the sheep and the goats love eating the leaves. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm learning so much here at Nifty.
You know, we give workshops all the time. We have internship programs that are long, and then we have short courses too for people who want to learn just one
Weekend
small
warriors.
topic.
Yeah.
Totally, weekend warriors. One of the most fun ones is our one in June. It's called Food Forests, and we talk all about how to design your garden so that it mimics a natural forest with all the different layers of plants supporting each other.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then plants that will keep growing again and again every year. And we have some great guys, Doug, Lamley's, and Karen, who have taken one of our food preservation courses. And the best is to see when our students have actually started their own businesses and are making money off of, making boreal ketchup or canned fish, something like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's cool, like a local food business. You can make that in any community you live in, you know? Everyone needs to eat, and everyone has land that they can harvest from or grow from.
Yeah, amazing. Everything in arm's reach, that's kind of ripish, I've grabbed.
Yeah, let's keep moving along.
Let's see what else we got lying around.
One last stop in the meadow to snack on some wild raspberries, one of my favorite wild treats.
I think I could be here all day if someone let me, but if we're gonna make jelly, I better go.
Yep. We'll leave some for the birds.
Okay. Thank you, raspberries. Talking with Kim and learning about the community outreach and education that they do at Nifty, I'm really curious to see what other community members are doing. So I'm here at the Ketlo-Diche First Nation, a reserve just outside of Hay River, and I'm here to meet with Doug and Linda, who've taken courses at Nifty and have incorporated that knowledge into their own home business.
We're gonna get smoked Coney fish.
Coney, it's my favorite. How did you know?
And then we'll cut it in pieces and put it in the sterilized jars.
So when you take our culture and you move it from 100 years ago to today, we smoke our fish in a certain way over the smoke, usually by the lake shore in our backyards and in our teepees, and usually smoke the fish in there. That becomes a bacterial problem. So when we do the fish this way, it's cooked at 100 minutes at 11 pounds pressure. So the sterilization and any other problem that would be there is no longer there.
When you're cutting, do you just leave the bones in?
Yes, the bones are they're high in calcium. So the bones, a lot of the bones are just left in and they tenderize and they're soft, so they're really
salmon.
good for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Being able to can it and preserve it and eat it at any time is awesome. Something that within our past culture we never had, right? So we smoked our fish and dried it in the wind and smoked it in our teepees, but then they were just stored, right? So they'd have to be eaten within a couple of days. Whereas now we can still eat our fish and it's still smoked and we can eat it whenever we want to.
Have it all year round.
Have it all year round.
Yeah.
We top off the fish with seasoning and are ready to put it in the pressure cooker.
Okay, so now this goes on the stove?
Yep.
And how long does it go on the stove for?
For 100 minutes at 11 pounds, I guess you would say.
We could preserve some fish and pump a tire at the same time. All right, on the stove. Wow, that's a lot of fish.
Did you want to taste some right now?
Yes, I would love to try some.
Karen keeps an eye on the fish, while Doug and I head to his family's traditional fishing grounds for a little outdoor picnic.
Such a beautiful day out.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, yeah. I like your portions, Doug. I approve.
Incredible, hey?
Wow, that is really good.
So you taste the tomato, but at the same time you taste the fish wholly, eh?
So, Doug, did you grow up fishing in this area?
Yes, my dad, before the skidoos came along, we had nothing but dog teams. So we would go load up at my place, my dad and I, and head out on the lake a mile, repunch our hole, and tie our line on and pull our net out, take out all the fish, and then we'd pull the net back in, load up our fish and head back. So it'd be 3 hours by the time we got back at minus 40.
Wow.
With no fire out there. I always used to ask my father, why am I the one always going? And he'd say, we need to teach somebody in the family to carry on. So we can come down to the river and throw a rod in and pull our supper out and have people over for supper without having to pay anything. You know, in a time where the grocery prices are so high and there's so much preservatives in the food and every other thing, when it comes down to the animals that are still walking the face of this part of the earth, we know they're edible and still really good. So to me, to save this for the future generations so they can eat the fish and hunt the moose and live part of their culture like we always have in this area, to me, that's what it's all about.
So this is an amazing skill that you picked up at Nifty. What are your thoughts about, what they're doing here in the community?
It's a beautiful thing. Maybe it's NFTI and maybe it's not Dene people that are running it, but they're doing what we've done here in the past all our lives. So whatever we learn in this world, we're supposed to make for a better place for the future. And that's what Dene people are about. And Jackie's operation, to me, is teaching people up north how to grow vegetables within their cold communities, teaching our community on how to move forward and reignite the spark in growing our own food and sustaining ourselves and not living out of the grocery store so much.
Amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I even just hearing you right now, I'm getting a little lump in my throat because it's such an amazing thing to be there and see how people are just listening so well, not only to the animals, but listening to the earth and what it needs and how we can work together instead of kind of coming in and imposing something that doesn't work here.
So living harmoniously with the land. We've always done that as Dene people, but we can still do that today. It doesn't have to be at the same magnitude. We don't have to live off the land. Our children would suffer because of the education system. So we have to walk the best we can in both worlds.
Yeah.
And when we walk the best we can in both worlds, incorporate our culture, move it forward, well, hey, we're doing it.
Yeah, amazing. This is how culture adapts and thrives and not just like survives, but that's how it is. Thriving, beautiful, alive thing. It's so wonderful. Well, thank you so much. This is delicious food for my belly and food for my soul hearing you talk about these things.
Right on. Must see, Cho.
Must see.
Yeah.
I head back down the road to the farm campus. Jackie has planned a potluck for tonight and is going to show me how to make rose hip ketchup before the guests arrive.
So what we've been experimenting with is learning how to cook in the summer outside using the sun.
Oh, so like with no electricity.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Exactly. Well, I would like to show you.
Sure.
All right. There you go.
Jackie gives me a quick overview on how these solar ovens work their magic.
And then what you do is you put your food in there, you adjust it, you turn it to the sun. Okay, you
Hail the mothership.
Yes, that's right. And you can adjust it, and then you turn. You actually follow the sun, and you check your food.
Wow.
Yeah, and
You can check your makeup at the
you
same
can
time
check
over
your
here.
makeup. That's right. That's right. And what's really nice is when you do this, and you're harvesting your food, and you're cooking your food, you're actually going to have carbon negative food because you're not burning any fossil fuels, even wood. And the plants, when you organic garden and wild harvest, those plants are pulling carbon out of the air.
Oh,
So it's-
amazing.
Yeah, it's really a good way to go. And it's fun.
Cool.
It's very fun to do too.
Jackie puts the solar oven to task and cooks up the rose hips to make her specialty, boreal ketchup. A series of mirrors concentrate the sun's energy to a point where these solar ovens can cook at the same temperatures as a convection oven. We get the rose hips into the oven just in time as a nasty weather system begins to blow in from the south.
The clouds are rolling in, but our picnic is ready just in time, so we take shelter in the greenhouse. Hey folks! How's everybody doing?
Good, good.
How about this weather, hey? It's dumping all of a sudden. Well, I have in my hot little hands a jar of ketchup and a jar of fireweed jelly.
Beautiful.
And I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you, Kim and Jackie and Doug and Karen and everybody here at Nifty. I'm just so honored to be here and seeing the incredible work that you're doing. So just thank you so much. It's been an awesome couple of days. Well, this looks amazing. and I'm dying to dig in and have a little snack.
Well, we got a bunch of veggies from the garden. So by far the majority of the food here has all been produced here in the valley. And we have some wonderful fish from Doug and Karen, and we have homemade ketchup, and we have roasted garden carrots and roasted beets too.
Amazing. Looks incredible. Well, shall we dig in?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll just pass some dishes down then,
Yeah,
shall we?
sure.
All right. And the plates.
Oh yeah. Family style. Here
You
we
guys
go.
got some of those?
Yeah, we've got some
You have
of these
plates.
already.
Okay, how about some plates?
Coming down.
There's three. We might have to.
That'd be good surprise with salt and garlic butter and rosemary.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
It feels so good when it rains. Like we always get this feeling of relief because you don't have to water the garden. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we don't have to do anything. The work is done. Woohoo!